Why did this message find you today at this exact moment in this exact season of your life when you could have scrolled past, clicked away, or never seen it at all? Yet here you are reading every word as if something inside you whispered, "Stay." God says this is not random. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing, because there are moments when heaven aligns quietly with your life. And today is one of those moments, a holy interruption meant to remind you that you have not been forgotten, overlooked, or delayed beyond purpose. Because God sees the questions you've been carrying in silence, the prayers you stopped repeating out loud because you were tired of hoping, the nights you lay awake wondering if obedience was worth it and if faith would ever feel lighter again. And God says this message could only reach you today because yesterday you weren't ready to hear it without pain, and tomorrow you won't need it in the same way. But today your heart is open just enough, wounded just enough, humble just enough to receive what God has been preparing to speak. And He says you are standing at the edge of a shift, not because everything around you looks different, but because everything within you is changing. And that change is the answer to prayers you prayed months, even years ago. Prayers you thought went unanswered when in reality God was working behind the scenes, rearranging people, closing doors you begged Him to keep open, and protecting you from outcomes you couldn't yet see. And God says you're about to understand why the delay was necessary, why the heartbreak redirected you, why the waiting refined you, and why the pressure didn't break you but built spiritual muscle you're about to need. Because where you're going requires discernment, courage, and trust at a level you didn't have before. And God says, do not measure your progress by what you see right now. Measure it by who you've become, because you don't react the same way, you don't fear the same way, you don't beg the same way. And that is proof that God has been with you every step, even when it felt silent. And today, He is saying, let go of the timeline you created. Release the comparison that keeps stealing your peace. Stop replaying the moment you think you failed, because what you call failure, God calls formation. What you call loss, God calls pruning. And what you call delay, God calls divine setup. And He says this message reached you today because you were on the verge of giving up in your heart, even if your mouth kept saying you were fine. And God needed you to know that He is closer than you think, that He is moving faster than it appears, and that the breakthrough you're praying for is not just coming to you, but coming through you, through your obedience, your patience, your quiet yes when no one was watching. And God says, trust me one more time. Take one more step. Pray one more prayer, even if your voice shakes, because today marks the moment you stop seeing yourself as stuck and start seeing yourself as prepared. And He says peace is being restored, clarity is being released, strength is being renewed, and doors you didn't even knock on are about to